Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Royal Edition of Across the Table. Sitting across from me is quite possibly one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in the scene that we share. Like, this man acts, he's, after traversing the great roads of I-75 North, I have been granted an audience with Sir Edward Donaldson of the House Donaldson. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm real good. Real good. Real good. Real good.
Now, I always start this off like this. How are you? Like, not Ed the dancer, not Ed the actor. Like, how is Ed Donaldson the person? Like, how are you?
I'm good. Like, not just saying it, like, I'm good. I think my biggest thing for me right now is just, I always got to think about not making the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
So that's one of them things that just for me, I don't be wanting to make the wrong decision. Other than that, I'm good.
That's what's up, man. That is what's up. Now, when I first saw you, right, it was at the cafe during a Smoothtivity class.
Okay.
Shout out to Smoothtivity. And the way that you step, I have to know, what do you hear when you dance? Because the movements all flow, and it's like you can catch every little thing you want to catch, and you can let go of whatever you want to let go and just flow. How do you do that? That's always been my vice. Like, I've never been able to do that.
Most of the time it's feeling. When I first learned, I actually didn't learn with numbers. I learned with beats. Sherry Gordon was one of the first people to like show me. And I was like, look, I didn't heard 6 count, 8 count, 15 count. I don't want to do none of that. She was like, well, we're going to learn with beats. And she'd be like, first beat, second beat, third beat. She'd be like, turn me in the first beat, turn me in the second beat, whatever. Move back on the third beat.
Right.
So I just learned to hear music. And because my family is real musical and I love and adore music, I hear the slightest little sounds. So I always try to mimic it. We used to do stuff where we'd be like, you hear a song playing, you like, you hear that, you hear da 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 da. So now in my head, I'm like, well, why I can't make my hands go da 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 da.
And that's where the and I've always liked that about your flavor.
Yeah.
The way that you can still move and your hands will be telling a completely different story than what your bottom half is doing.
Yeah.
How?
Theo Robertson, he the conditioning coach for the Lakers. He said, master the fundamentals so you can forget them. And when I heard that, I was like, oh.
Let me lock this down.
Lock this down so you don't think about it. I don't think about moving my feet a certain way in the pattern. Now that I got the rhythm and everything is ingrained, the fundamentals, man, I just let it go. I just hear the music and whatever the music say, because my body is still going to follow the fundamentals. Now I can be creative. And
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't need it no more.
Learn the fundamentals so you can forget them.
Yep.
That's a quotable, ladies and gentlemen. That is a quotable.
Yeah.
Now, how'd you link up with Sherry? Word to Sherry, by the way. Shout out to Sherry Gordon.
Well, it was actually before that, just to go give you a quick, I didn't want to dance. I'm not a dancer. I don't care nothing about dancing.
Well then let's go there.
Yeah.
What made you start?
So my mom dances, and she was like, yo, put on a suit and come down to Firewater. And I was like, no, I'm not about to come dance with y'all. She's like, just put on a suit and come down here. So I was like, all right. So I put on the suit, I walked in, and every woman in there was like, how you doing? You smell good? Can we dance? Like, baby, I don't dance. I'm sorry. Can we dance? I don't dance. Hey, you want to dance? So now I'm sitting here looking stupid, looking at all of these women though, like, oh. So one of the older ladies was like, baby, come out here. I grabbed her. She started teaching me how to dance. I learned how to dance right there on the floor. So I would go every Sunday now. Now I'm talking to all the women, dancing a little bit. That's what first pulled me in. That's all it was the women. I started learning to dance, and then I started ballrooming first.
Right.
That's my first love.
It seems like that's where everybody started. Yeah, well, when I was there, it's like everybody started ballrooming, and then it's like stepping was the graduation.
I'm not gonna even say it that way, only because I'm a Detroit dude till I die. So ballroom comes first above everything. Nothing comes before ballroom or bopping. I started stepping because I saw it. I saw Drew and Sherry stepping and all of that, and I was like, nah, I'm good on that. Like when you hold the lady, when you pull her in, when you touch her, like I'm here for the women. It don't seem like they doing much of that stepping. So then I saw them walking. I saw them pull her in, and they walking slow, and I was like, oh, I learned how to do that. Like, and Sherry was like, well, if you want to learn how to walk, you got to learn how to step. And I was like,
so you can't have one without the other?
Not in this world. So I was like, all right, I'll learn how to walk. And I seen Theo Duncan. He turned a girl by her thighs, her inner thigh. And I was like, oh, now we talking my language. And that's how I ended up linking with her. And she, like 2 months later, we doing a teacher-student contest in Chicago. A couple months later, I'm doing the world's largest, 2012. And it's snowball effect from there.
Sheesh. Wow. Yeah. Now, I'm glad you brought up the world's largest.
Yeah.
You have this ability to make anybody and everybody that I've ever seen you dance with absolutely comfortable. And then I saw how you and Amanda flowed, and y'all just looked like y'all was just out there having fun.
She family.
Y'all was just out, y'all giving each other high fives, and it's like, how did y'all, was the chemistry there because you were family, or how did that, because like I said, the way that y'all dance, the way that y'all move together, it's like she knows you, you know her, and then it just flow. Yeah. How do you get that?
Part of it is the chemistry just of us knowing each other. To me, it's more than just, because you definitely have to practice. You have to practice.
Oh, absolutely.
But even beyond that, when you're practicing, you start to learn each other. You start to vibe with each other. But outside of dance, you start learning a person. You start learning their personality traits, what they don't like, what they do like. And it starts to happen in the dance. Like each song make you feel different. So I might know Amanda likes to spin. But she might not like when you grab her real close and hold her. So now I know I'm not going to grab her real close. I might pull her in for a second and spin her out because that's what she likes. She likes the ability to do footwork and, you know what I'm saying, give her a chance to dance. So once you learn that stuff, the chemistry starts to grow immediately. But most people don't learn who they dancing with. Like a relationship, they don't learn the person.
Like a relationship.
Yeah, like
I was always taught that if you can lead a dance, you can lead a relationship.
I hear that.
I was always taught that because when you it's like when you're in the dance, you can't tell her nothing.
That's right.
You have to put her in the position to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Couple rules that Drew and sometimes you and the old heads used to give me was do all of your steps and get out of the way. Those were the two things that I've learned, and that I carry that with my dance. Oh, man, Siri, right. But I'm glad you brought that up because, like I said, you have to tell her what to do without telling her what to do. Like you got to put her in a position to do it. So that's I've always heard that connection being made to the dance into a relationship.
Yeah, it's the conversation, of course, in your hands. That's where you communicate. That's where you talk. So I can ask her to do something. That don't mean she's gonna do it.
Right.
But based on your chemistry, she's gonna do it. I might not even have her hands. I can just look at her a certain way, and because of our chemistry, she knows, oh, I'm about to move out of his way. He about to get busy. Or he's waiting on me to do my thing. But that's the chemistry you create, just like a relationship. Your woman know when I come down the stairs at 6 p.m. because we're supposed to be gone, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
You gonna grab your bag and you ready to, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It becomes the chemistry of what you know and what you don't know.
That is dope. What was it like winning the world's largest?
The first time, it was so quick, I didn't even realize it. Like, I realized it, but I didn't know how big of a deal it was. I was just happy not to lose. I just didn't want to lose. Like, I was like, I don't care if I come in third place or second. I didn't want to lose. So then when I won in first place, it didn't register until I got back home and everybody was like, you won. You like one of the best. You upcoming. You this. And I was like, oh, this is bigger than what I'm thinking right now.
Right.
So it was just it was a good gratifying feeling of all of this hard work I put in.
Right.
Is finally paying off because I worked hard. When I realized I was in a contest, I was like, Ed, you can't look trash now. Like, put the work in.
Bruh, when the year I won,
Right.
I was working at Chrysler.
Uh-huh.
And I was in the paint department, and they had the foam guns that used to hang from the ceiling.
Right.
I used to practice on the line with the gun when the lines was down. People was looking at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you your flowers. And once again, shout out to Sherry. I'm going to give her flowers because I knew I had the fundamentals locked down.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have that private that Tuesday before with you and Sherry, I don't think I would have won. Wow. Only because I was so fundamental, but even Sherry's the reason why my carousel is so tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gave me the 1-2 footwork crossover, right. And then I went into the pop, and that was it just flowed, and I was like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I would have done that because the flow of how Oni and I did our footwork kind of pushed me into the pop, and then after that I just let it go. So thank you.
No doubt.
Word to Sherry.
Yeah, no doubt.
What about the second time?
The second time, now I won in between. You talking about like third places, or you talking about like when I won first in new school?
Pick your poison.
I'm gonna go right to first in new school.
Oh shit.
No. I'm gonna go back. So I won like third place and second place, something like that, third place. And I almost felt defeated then because I was putting in so much work and I got like third place. And I'm like, I know they didn't dance better than me. So that's what was going on in my mind. And somebody from the sidelines was like, oh, you ain't paid your dues yet. You think you just can come in here and take, oh, you ain't paid your dues. So that was stuck in my head.
What? So basically, you knew you were good.
Right.
They knew you were good.
Right.
But they were like, it ain't your time yet.
Right. So now, and because of my personality, like, third place ain't nothing to me.
Right.
Like, I don't want, like, they handed me the trophy. I took the money, of course, but I'm like, I don't want this trophy.
Right.
Like, this is third place. This ain't what I do.
Right.
So that's how I felt. Then I won first place. We did trios, won first place. And I won first place in new school. When I won first place in new school, at that point, I knew
that's where
nobody could touch me.
And that's where King Ed came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't even that. So somebody from the Shy, older lady, said it. because I had like African garb on my suit, and Amanda had the whole African stuff. They was like King Ed, King Ed. So I never really said it.
You just ran with it.
I took it and ran with it. And when I ran. I started stunting 365 days. I was like, the contest don't come up for another year.
Right.
So this whole year,
this is my year.
This my year.
Okay.
Nobody can touch me. I just won. I'm the king around here. Y'all buy, you know what I'm saying? It became that.
Right.
Just a fun way to feel you've arrived, you've done the work, and now you actually need to, relish in it some.
Right.
Most people don't relish in it. They like, no, you got to be humble. I'm humble, but I just did this work.
Right.
Did you not see what I just did?
There's a difference between being humble and knowing that you are what you are and walking in it.
Definitely.
And sometimes those two things get mixed up.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
So
definitely agree. So that's how I was winning that time. It was like, oh, we here. It ain't no turning back.
That's the only way to look at it.
Yeah.
That's the only way to look at it. You still teaching?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. What does that mean?
No,
I'm gonna ask.
I know. I really love and enjoy teaching, but it clashes with what I want to do. But I've come to realize life is bigger than what I want, and sometimes your purpose overtakes it.
Right.
It just puts you on the path that you have to do. So I do teach now. Again, at the Elks on Tuesdays.
Where you have your competitions. I've seen the U.S. title that you use.
Yeah, we do little competitions.
I've seen it.
King competitions, because I want other people to be seen.
Right.
It's not about me. I've had my time, my spotlight. And of course I still get it and can earn it, but I want other people to have that confidence to say, I'm going to classes, I'm out dancing, I can, and it's for fun. So they get the confidence up to go and dance. Just have some fun and show what they got, show what they've been doing. So, yeah.
Now, we've talked about the dance.
Right.
Let's shift gears for a minute.
Okay.
How did you get into acting? Because I see all of the posters, all of the flyers, the roll sound take thing. We should have used that to start the show. How did you get into that?
Always wanted to do it since high school.
Right.
But at that point in time in high school, the acting teacher, I went to Detroit School of Performing Arts, DSA here.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I never knew that.
Yeah. But I took up visual arts. So I draw, paint, crochet, knit, do pottery. That's the stuff I don't let people know. I do all of that.
True Renaissance man.
That's what I majored in. And then
Okay.
I minored in speech and theater. And my friends would do all of these big skits and monologue acting. And at the time, it was a forensics team. But the teacher was like, well, your GPA is high. She was like, we need somebody over here in this category called extemporaneous. Exactly. Impromptu speaking.
Oh, like improv.
So where you come up, they give you a topic, you got 30 minutes, you prepare, and you give this speech. Or it's on the spot, impromptu.
Right.
When she said that, I was like, all right. So I jumped in, did it. Man, it's boring. We talking about affirmative action and abortion. They over there having fun. I want to do it. So I quit the team. So I ain't get to do nothing. But later, when I got out of high school, I was like, let me go to an audition. So I took a little class, the Detroit Repertory Theater. They got my confidence up about it just in general. I learned some fundamental things. Went to my first audition, landed it. I was like, oh, started touring with a play called Dang, You Got Me Bent and Twisted. It was fun. And from there, it felt like every audition that I did, I would get. And I was like, well, maybe I should. Then I started going to church. In church, I started being in the drama department, started coming up with these crazy ideas, skits, and it just started snowballing. And then I started taking it serious. get involved.
So I guess by definition, you're a creative.
Yes. Yes.
How is it dating and being a creative?
The worst thing ever in life.
Shoot!
The worst thing ever, because most of the time, you hear the thing, get somebody that's not in your field, so you try that. Get a creative, try that too.
Right.
The hardest part is they just don't understand.
And it's difficult to tell them
Yes.
in a manner where they'll understand, because they're not a creative.
Right.
So they don't they just don't get the little stuff that we do.
I'll give you an example.
Go ahead.
So, I'm writing more and doing stuff. The craziest time, I'm up at 4 a.m. writing. I just wake up, see my whiteboard, write something on the whiteboard. Now I'm sitting there writing. So then I had somebody say, well, I saw you up. I was looking on Facebook or something and saw that you was up. It's 3 a.m. You had somebody over to the crib, didn't you? No, what are you talking about?
Oh, shoot.
Nobody's up at 4 a.m. just up writing.
Are you serious?
Exactly.
Have you never seen an entertainer? Like, are you for real?
Yeah, it's the oddest times. We do the oddest things, and they don't get it. They don't.
And it's like, we have to get it down.
Yep.
Because if we don't, another idea will come in, and we'll forget the one that we were supposed to write down in the right.
Yep.
Sheesh.
It's the hardest thing ever, man.
All right. Now I gotta ask.
Yeah.
I did this with everybody that I've interviewed based off of what they specialize in.
Yeah.
You specialize in the dance. You specialize in acting. Give me your top 5 actors.
Top 5 actors?
Top 5 actors. No order. No. You don't. No particular order. But top 5 actors that you could watch and know that no matter what, this is gonna be good.
Will Smith, of course. Tom Hanks.
Oh, absolutely. Tom Hanks had me when he did The Green Mile.
He had me when he did Castaway.
The whole movie was him talking.
That's the hardest thing in the world, to act by yourself and still give off every single emotion that's needed and all that. You got to pull it from somewhere deep
Right
in there.
Okay, Will Smith, Tom Hanks,
Viola Davis, Jamie Foxx, everybody would be mad if I don't say Denzel, but I can't say Denzel. I want to say Samuel L.
Samuel L. over Denzel.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Denzel is amazing. He's one of the greatest, of course. But for me, it doesn't resonate with me. The projects, one of the greatest projects, of course, was John Q. That one took me to a whole nother place. But
It took me. I saw that movie and I was like, this is one of the few movies where you see a father doing anything and everything that he can to make sure that his son continues on. Not just a father that looks like us. You don't really see that. So I can see what you're saying when you say that.
But for me, Denzel didn't have the variety. He doesn't have the span of different things. It was almost like the same characters in every movie. Was he great at acting? Yes, amazing. But it just felt like the same thing. I was watching the same thing every movie. It was kind of the same take. I needed to see the expanse, something different. Show me Denzel in space. Show me Denzel in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I needed to see that to stretch my thinking of him. So that's why.
I think what put Samuel L. over the top for me was him being Nick Fury.
I can see that.
Because I'm a comic book head.
Yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
And there was a previous version of Nick Fury, but I'm not gonna geek out about that. But he looked exactly like the comic book character. Like if you put his animation up against Nick, that's Nick Fury.
That was perfect. Yeah.
That was like perfect. It's like even with that whole franchise, nobody could play who they played. You can't even think of any. You can't even think of anybody else that could play Nick Fury.
Yeah.
You can't even think of anybody else that would play Iron Man.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like they typecast that perfectly, bro.
Oh, that was good.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
So what you got coming down the pike?
I got a lot of stuff.
No shit.
I'm actually working on a movie here right now. I film a couple days actually called Birth of a Savage. By Jazar, and this is it's gonna be good. It's a comedy karate flick. Just killed him with that. It's a karate flick. Like it's dope though.
Wow.
The writing is good. It's not your normal. I love it because it's not your hood stuff.
Right.
I don't like hood movies, man. Like I like them every once in a while, but not to watch all the time.
Right.
I don't want to see that all the time because, for one, I don't live that life. I stay away from it. So it's cool to see it here and there. But we got enough of it. We got Power. We got BMF. We got, you know what I'm saying, Raids. Everything is that. I don't want to see that. I'm a creative.
So you want to do more than the street shit?
Yeah, let me see some black secret agents. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, anything. Anything, but just something different. So, yeah. Amanda, my god sister partner, she just actually hit me this morning and was like, "Yo, we competing? World's largest."
Word.
I was like, I'll let you know in a couple of days.
Word.
Yeah, she ready to get back on people's heads.
That is what's up. Shout out to Amanda.
All day.
That is what. Wow.
Yeah. So no, but I got a lot. I got my own personal stuff. The Christonies. I'm playing. It's a stage play that I'm working on. It's one of the dopest things ever. It's the Trinity, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
In heaven right now, but as gangsters.
Stop.
What are you doing, huh? Hey, Pops. What are you doing?
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
I feel you.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, damn, you got a lot of things set up. Damn, I thought I was busy.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I gotta stay busy or I get in trouble. So
I was gonna get to that.
I get in trouble.
Last question. Well, second to last question, because I gotta ask you another top 5, but it's gonna be something different.
Yeah.
How do you balance all of the stuff that you got going on with you needing to chill out sometimes? Because that's my problem. I go until my body tells me to sit down instead of listening to the first couple of hints saying, all right, you've done this, you can chill out now, you don't have to stop, but you can chill.
Yeah.
How do you balance?
I don't think I balanced just yet.
Oh shit.
I know. I think it's still top heavy with doing so much. But I've actually been trying more and more. I pick a day, even though I got stuff to do. I pick a day and just try not to do nothing.
I do that too. Today's normally that day.
Yeah.
I just don't do anything. Sometimes I don't even turn my phone on.
Yeah.
I just want to be left alone.
Yeah. Weekends, I don't do social media, none of that. I try my hardest to stay away from social media on the weekend because I've realized my connection with people, like one-on-one, is more important than seeing it. And that's the one thing the pandemic taught me is we need the connection one-on-one. So I try to stay away from social media and all of that, but I pick one day and I be like, I'm not doing nothing. They say, hey, you coming out? You doing? No. I'm chilling today. And you got to force yourself to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get over the fear of missing out?
You don't. You got to. In my mind, I take the L. I just be like, dang, I ain't get to do this. But I'm okay. Somebody told me, your tomorrow will be greater than their today.
Your tomorrow will be greater than gems, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So I took that and I said, okay, I got to stay in the house. I got to chill. I got to relax. I got to get my mind together because the work I got to do is going to take a lot out of me. So let me get myself together for a minute so that I can do the work. It's so many people depending on me that I didn't even pay attention to.
You understand that it ain't just about you.
It's not about me. Somebody else needs me to be in the right place. If I don't do the one thing that I need to do for that day, it's going to mess up their day tomorrow. So I got to be on point. So let me get myself together because it's bigger than me.
That's why I do this platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to be a successful YouTube show host. Right. I want to show that I have that skill. I'm good at talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently people want to hear what I got to say.
Definitely you good at that.
But I also want other people to show that they have specific gifts that they want to show that some people might not know that they have. Like, I did not know you did crochet and knitting and all of that other stuff.
Yeah.
I would have never known if we didn't have this one-on-one conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So you're right about how the connection showed that we're supposed to be how the pandemic showed that we're supposed to be connected. Mm-hmm. We're social people. We're not meant to be alone.
That's right. Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not. All right, before I get too deep.
Mm-hmm.
Before I get too deep. Last question.
Yeah.
I asked your top 5 favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the dance.
Okay.
Top 5 songs you love to dance to.
Ooh, that's probably the hardest thing to come up with.
No particular order. And no particular partner. Okay. Just song.
Average White Band. Queen of My Soul. That's my number 1 right now, period. I'm going to put that number 1. Queen of My Soul, you got to hear it. Average White Band. Marvin Gaye, I Want You.
Which one? The I Want You original or the After the Dance I Want You?
Either or. Yeah, either or.
Okay.
Yeah, either or. It's the lyrics for me. It's the lyrics of it more so. Right now it's probably Over by Robert Glass.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
Called Over.
I got both of his Black Radio albums.
Yes, it's on that Black Radio. It's called Over.
Yeah.
So that's 3. Real quick, Ed. Probably We by Chris Brown. That's new right now. I'm gonna go all the way back. Just one of my favorites because it come on, it changed me. George Benson. I can't even think of the title. Change. It's coming to me because there's so many songs running through my head.
Right.
Nothing. No change. Nothing changes. No change. I'm trying to think. I can't think of it at the moment. George Benson.
Okay.
I can't even tell you. George
I was about to look it up.
And I know it. That's what it's It's the craziest thing. George Benson, everything must change. Everything must change. George Benson, everything must change.
That's a hell of a list.
Yeah. I'm an old head, but I'm a hip hop head. I ain't putting no rap on the list because, I just don't want to put it in there. But yeah, I listen to rap all day. I'm dancing to Jeezy all day. Just FYI.
Top 5 favorite MCs then.
Ooh.
You shouldn't have told. I'm a hip hop head, man. You shouldn't have even brought that up.
Jay-Z, of course.
Okay.
Of course, M.
Okay.
Benny Siegel.
Beans.
Busta Rhymes.
Absolutely.
This 5 Wiggles all the time. This 5 right here Wiggles for me. Right now it's gonna take you all the way off. An underrated artist,
Fabulous. I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
Cause I'm a hip hop head. Yeah. I wouldn't blame you.
But my list changes.
Right.
It changes it changes. So, but yeah, right now that's my top 5.
That is what's up, Mr. Donaldson.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate.
Anytime.
I appreciate this, man, for real.
Yeah.
I appreciate this.
Anytime you need anything, I got you.
That is humbling.
Yeah.
That's humbling to hear, for real.
There's one thing I want to say though. You can't make them a believer. You can't make everybody. You can't make everybody a believer, but you can make them a witness.
I had me going home thinking.
You can't make everybody a believer, but you can make them a witness.
You're gonna have me going home driving with no music on, just thinking about this conversation. It's crazy. Well, like I said, man, it was great having you. I will be hitting you up because I really probably want you to be a recurring guest on the platform so we can talk.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, thanks, yeah, man. I don't think we tell each other that enough.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't think we say thank you enough. I don't think we say I'm proud of you enough.
Yeah.
I don't think we do what we're supposed to do is men to big each other up enough.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna always do that, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that, really. Yeah, really.
It's all good. It's all good. Once again, this has been your episode of Across the Table, where normally the drinks are cold, but it's 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. We ain't drinking. The mics are still hot and the conversations are still fire.
Yes, sir.
Till next time. In a minute.